Kiss news. We were just talking. The only thing, there's not a whole lot. Did Ace start touring again? I think he. I think I saw
Yeah.
some things where he was playing some shows. So Ace has started touring again. So that's that.
Yeah, I know he's in
And
Kansas City this weekend at the Ameristar Casino,
yeah,
which I almost got tickets to, but
yeah. He was talking all the way back whenever I saw him in April about he was going to be playing some casinos, and apparently he likes to play casinos. Maybe he likes a little bit of gambling.
I'm sure he
A
gets a
lo-
line of credit at
Yeah.
the venue.
Likes a little gambling along with his cold gin. And let's see. So Gene and Paul said that him and Gene were stepping in on the said in that interview they were stepping in on the Kiss Army Storms Vegas. They said it wasn't big enough. It wasn't they didn't feel it was enough value. I think they're not seeing the tickets sell as fast as they wanted to. You know, those top levels, they sold pretty quickly. But they're saying like if this would have been a Kiss cruise, it would have been sold out by now. Even
Mhm.
the lower level rooms would have been sold out by now. So I think that's exactly what they're doing is they're comparing this as a Kiss cruise on land. We've said that kind of since the beginning is that's kind of what it felt like. And they just feel like that it's not enough. So that just kind of shows kind of confirms what we thought all along that in somewhere in the background behind the curtain that Gene and Paul do still have some type of control. Right, even over Pop House, that they've still got some kind of control. And there's probably some clause they put in there where they've got to, sign off on stuff or have a final say, even though who knows? I'd like to see that contract. We probably never will. But
No.
I think it's so now the question is, I mean, I actually thought it was kind of decent what they've got so far. They said that more information's coming. Well, more information really hasn't came. Still don't know who's drumming. Still don't know what kind of, they're now everybody was rumored it's going to be an electrical set. We now, or acoustic or electrical. We now know it's supposedly going to be electric.
Paul said
So,
15 songs, which is a pretty common Kiss set.
yeah. So, I mean, I never was planning on going. I can't go during that time because I'm going to be on a cruise myself. And so, but even if I was going to be on a cruise, I don't know if I would have went. It just it seems like and if you're going, if anybody's going that's watching this, hats off to you. Hey, it's your money, and I'm not anybody telling anybody how to spend their money. But to me, it just felt like a little bit of a money grab, and not for Gene and Paul, but for Pop House, because I mean, they got to start making their money back somehow, and so it seemed like a little bit of a money grab for them. And hey, hats off to them. That's great. That's business. You got to get a return on your investment. So let's do this. But to me, it was just like, I thought that it could possibly have been something like, let's have an area like a convention. Like, let's have an area where we have a bunch of vendors and we pull some stuff out of and they might have that. They might have some stuff from the Kiss Museum and they might have some stuff that what they call a petting zoo that you can touch and, hold one of their guitars that was played on stage or whatever. And I mean, they may have stuff like that. Who knows? But I just always thought that if Pop House was going to try to reorchestrate anything, why not reorchestrate conventions and bring back conventions in the different areas where they had the conventions at and hire Gene and Paul and even past members of KISS like Ace and Peter to go to stuff like that.
I think the Kiss Army Storms Vegas thing, I think that's mainly the reason why they're doing all these interviews because yeah, they're doing Billy Corgan and some of the bigger ones, but they're doing smaller podcasts too,
Hmm.
some of which I'd never seen. And the only reason I clicked on it was because it was Paul Stanley.
Right.
And one of them I just watched, I can't remember, I'm sorry, I don't remember the channel's name or the guy's name that hosted the interview, but Paul was in the warehouse when he did the interview. So, I mean, to your point, maybe he's spending so much time in there for not only the box set stuff and all that, but also for this because I think
Hmm.
that would make sense. I mean, the convention in 95 when they did the touring convention, they had all that stuff, the costumes and stuff that you could walk by and look at. And I
Hmm.
think it would add to it if you could hold the guitar and stuff, but and I'm sure they've got all that stuff insured. Like there's no reason they wouldn't. I think that's the main reason they are doing all these podcasts is to kind of push that. And Paul saying, "We stepped in, it wasn't going to be big enough for us, it wasn't going to be good enough for the fans," which is awesome to say Is that true? I don't know. Did they
Mhm.
want to? Because he said we're going to bring some stuff of from the cruise on to this. Like, I'm sure he'll do the cooking thing, and they'll probably do the trivia thing that they did on the cruise and all that. But I mean, 15 song set, that alone is probably worth it to a lot of people because it's been kind of dry out there as far as Kiss goes. I mean, there's a plethora of Kiss tribute bands that are really good, but I don't know.
Yeah. We'll
Other
just
than
have to
that,
see. I'll be living vicariously through people's posts and their
oh,
videos that they,
and you know YouTube is going to be full of that stuff that whole
YouTube,
week.
yeah, YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's how I followed the End of the Road tour. Every morning I'd wake up and see if the show from the night before was up yet and watch it.
And a
Mhm.
lot of
Even
times
though
it
it never
was.
changed, but it felt like you were there sometimes. Like, at least you can be part of it this way. Other than that, though, we got an announcement, what, 2 days ago, I think? The
Mhm.
pre-sale for the 40th anniversary of Asylum next week, which
Yeah.
it'll go to the Kiss Army fan club VIP first, and then the next day will be available for everybody. So if you want a picture disc, sign up for the Kiss Army VIP because that's the only way you're going to get it because Unmasked was gone the first day. So,
Yeah. I love Asylum, but pass. I
yeah.
mean, I'm gonna pass on. I think the only thing that I'm going to kiss online for in the immediate future is any off the soundboards, which I still haven't gotten mine. It's getting close to July
Getting close.
4th.
Yeah.
Getting close. I'm waiting on
The
that shipping.
next time we record, you should have it.
I should have it. Should. If
That's
it
right.
Three
doesn't tra
months later.
if it don't track around all over the United States. Anytime I get anything from Kiss Online, I swear it takes a week and a half to get here. I don't, it goes everywhere. But to me, I'm really only interested in off the soundboards, and that's basically just because I've started it. So, and I really only care to have the color vinyl. I don't really care to have anything, beyond that. We already know that Dress to Kill is going to be one of the box sets, and we already know that Alive is going to be one of the box sets. I did see on social media on one of the groups I'm in, might have been Kiss My Wax or Kiss My Collectibles or something, that somebody within there was bragging that some of the pictures from his collection had been selected to go in the Alive box set. You saw that?
I saw that. Yep.
Yeah. So,
Pretty cool snaps, too.
yeah. So, and that's great. I'm definitely all over Alive and the Dress to Kill box sets. Pen, pending price. I mean, hopefully they don't shock me and do something stupid. But honestly, I might only ever go after anything other than a box set or an off the soundboard, which it's June, almost the end of June, and a new one hasn't been even announced yet. They're getting ready to do Asylum, so they're not going to immediately follow up with an off the soundboard. So maybe August, but then you're starting getting into the Dress to Kill and Alive time of year. So I don't know.
At least
Hopefully
that
we
means since we've been talking about it the last few times and we've done these news segments, that hopefully that means that Unmasked off the soundboard isn't off the table. Since they did Asylum off the soundboard, now they're doing the anniversary press. Maybe we can still get an Unmasked because I think that's what everybody wants at this
that's
point.
what everybody wants. Yeah. At this point, everybody I talk to, everybody wants that Sydney show. And that'd be great. That'd be great. I like the way they redesigned the packaging. I can't wait to get it. I mean, I'm looking forward to getting it. And hopefully, like you said, by next time we do this, I'll have it.
The
So
only thing that might pull me into that Asylum bundle, because you know it's going to be a bundle and you know we won't be able to pick our shirts. The only way I might get sucked into it is if it's a shirt with all four of them on it. Just because I don't really have any Eric Carr merch and I would like to have that. And Bruce
yeah,
as well.
yeah. I hope they didn't follow suit because I mean, the debacle being so bad that the company that did the merch, like I said, that's not directly done by Pop
Right.
House. It's done by
And
somebody else
in the
over.
comments, you can save yourself some time. We're not saying Kiss, that we know
Right,
they're not involved in all of this. It's a licensing thing. We know that.
right. But hopefully the people that licensed and done the shirts and the merch for that, hopefully this time around, contacted Bruce and contacted the estate of Eric, Eric's sister, and got some rights and spent some money to put those guys. Because seeing this old stuff with just Gene with the stuff that they don't own, that they didn't own the rights to, seeing this stuff and just seeing half of the band, it just turns me off big time,
Yeah.
man. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Like I've
It's
said
like
before on here,
you're a
just
band, not a duo.
just
Mhm.
put a shirt with the album cover because you have the rights to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'd be
Whatever
happy with
artwork you have a right to do that.
yeah.
yep. Do you like they did with Unmasked? I got the shirt right here still from last time we recorded. And then just put the track listing on the back, wherever that is, however that works. I don't know. There we go.
Yeah.
Something like that. Whatever.
Yeah. Just do that.
I might be tempted to buy it.
Shit, I have Kiss fatigue, so I just let the bad taste in my mouth with some of the shit they've been putting out and what they charge. It's like I'll get
Yeah.
it if
And
if
that's
it's
another
not
thing
really
too
cool.
with the box sets. Like, do like what Metallica just did with Load. It's like 14 CDs and 5 LPs and DVDs and all kinds of shit, posters, a book, and it was like 250 or whatever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Why are we paying $1,000 for a box set? It's
yeah.
bullshit. Plain and simple.
I mean,
And that's on Universal. That's not on the band either. That's Universal.
I'm
Yeah.
still waiting for the Creatures one to drop a little bit in price, but it hasn't. It's been what,
Yeah.
2 years now since that came
Mhm.
out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
can't knock $50 off of it, so it's like, yeah, I'll wait a little longer. I don't have it. I
Hold
still don't have the
steady.
Creatures.
Hold steady, my friend. Hold steady.
Yeah, and then the shit with the bundles and the shirts that don't fit fat guys no more. And here's your shirt. You're gonna take what we give you, and it's like, yeah, you know what?
And I mean, we bitch about it every month on here, but it's like,
Mhm.
what else can we do? You know,
I'm
that's
nothing. That's what
that's
I'm doing.
part
I
of
ain't
it.
doing nothing.
When and honestly, for every time that I bitch about it, if they do change and do something differently, I will commend them for it. If it's in a positive way, if they make a bundle that you can actually select what shirt you want. If they offer larger sizes like a 4X, I mean, come on, you're already doing a 3X.
Or
Do a
CD and
4X.
LP.
We're not asking for the world. We're
Right?
asking for small changes. That's
Yeah,
it,
Simple, simple
a
and
things.
choice.
easy to
Yeah,
do.
Hmm.
a choice. Just a choice. CD, vinyl, shirt.
If
You know,
you've got to charge a little bit more as far as the shirt goes, couple of bucks for the extra material, do it.
right,
Just offer it. At least give people the chance to get it
right.
if they
And
want it.
if you got three shirts and two of them are shitty, and you know people aren't going to take those, then don't even put them out there.
Yeah.
Just do
Yeah.
three really cool shirts or one really cool shirt, and just don't to give me, oh, here's a shitty one. It's like, because I know no one's going to buy it, so we'll put it in a bundle for you. You know.
And
Right.
also one more thing I'm gonna bitch about the shirts. Do an album shirt with the album cover on the front, track listing on the back. They've done it before. They did it when they remastered all these albums and everything back in the day. And then
Hmm.
do a tour reproduction. Don't try to get
Yeah,
cute with it with different fonts and shit like they did with Creatures. That font looks like shit, and that's why I never bought that shirt. Do a legit, like true to form reproduction of every tour shirt
that'd be fine.
Yeah. Put the
with
date on it on there so
with
you don't have the
with the
counterfeiters. But
dates.
yep, I
What do we
agree.
know?
Totally.
What do we know? We're
Totally.
just fans.
It's probably
I gotta
fans.
stop with that though, because it works me up every time we talk about it. It just pisses me off, and it's not worth it because I know
I
it's
mean,
not gonna change.
add up the years we've been fans. I've been like 45. Brant's what, about 45 too, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
Yep.
so there's 90 years.
Yeah.
and
Tommy, you
then
got what, about 20,
uh
25?
30,
There you go.
32,
Yeah.
Yeah.
32.
What the hell do we
Yeah.
know though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
No, why they're not? They never really listen. I feel like they never really listened to us. So why start now?
yep.
They've never listened to us.
Right,
They've always done what they wanted to do, even back in the day. They've
right.
never really listened to the fans.
And it's their
Right.
They
baby, so they
they
have the right
say
to do
they've
that.
listened to the fans,
Yeah.
but they've never really listened to the fans. And
No.
I don't care. You can argue me that all you want down in the comments.
Yeah.
Please do.
If they just happen to do something that the fans wanted, it was because it was something that they wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that's like changing the set list. It had nothing to do. It had nothing to do what the guys in the band at the time knew or didn't know. I mean, it's not hard. Go to rehearsal. You can learn a song. You're a professional
Hmm.
musician. That's what you do
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
a living and what
Mhm.
you've been doing for 50 years or whatever,
You know, and
30 years.
asking drastic changes anybody else can do. Like you see these bands where they'll have a special song, like they'll have a song that they do just for that night. It makes
Yeah.
your night special.
Yeah.
And you can have those
They call them
pre-practice.
audibles for a reason.
And
Feel
so
the
what
crowd.
you might not have every lighting cue pre-programmed or have all the stuff go off. Let that be a song that you don't have to have all that stuff, because people will be just I mean, if whenever I went and saw them, if they would have pulled out something like Mr. Speed or Shandy or a song that I had not ever heard and I'd not heard in a long time, or maybe it's one they wasn't well known for even playing live, if they were to pull that out, who cares that people that didn't know it wanted to go and go to the bathroom? I mean, that right there, once again, that shows you that they don't do anything for the fans. So,
And a lot of
They,
bands are that way.
they can't call an audible because they don't have it pre-recorded with Paul's vocals.
but up, boom.
All right. That's the news.
Mic drop.